Time to duel. It's game number 1, round 11, NAWCQ 2025. Let's duel.
Game 1 coming up right here.
High roll?
Let's see who's able to get the die roll win. Playing ORCUS. I've been playing a lot of the ORCUS deck myself with FIENDSMITH. I paired it with the AZAMINA engine as opposed to the MITSURUGI.
I'll take first. Good luck.
And it does look like Sean is taking this one. I do obviously like going first with this, but it does not have like no options going second, especially the MITSURUGI engine, very strong at just being able to keep playing a lot of cards. And actually, I think I might have been wrong there. It is Jean-Paul going first.
No, I think it is Sean.
Oh, no, never mind.
But Jean-Paul is going to be the first to act there with the Mulcharmy Perilia. And the Mulcharmy Perilia.
Yep, the double.
Okay, when your opponent does double Perilia, Joe, is that you consider maybe your opponent's down to 3 cards? Do you just pass if you're going to summon a monster, or avoid summoning a monster from your hand at all costs?
I am definitely incentivized not to summon if it's an option, if it's even a remote option.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, and there are definitely some strategies that if they can special summon from the deck, can actually somewhat circumvent that. I'm not sure that that's really going to be the case here.
Oh, the beautiful variant artwork of Diabellstar. I love to see it. But yeah, wanted into a couple Perilias, not great. Diabellstar's a beautiful card, but you definitely don't want to have to summon that from your hand.
Theoretically, if you have things like a Deception, I mean, obviously the Witch is usually what gets you to Deception, but you can always summon from the extra deck, from the deck, things like that. So Instant Fusion coming out here to start things off.
Might summon out the Millenniumize if he thinks that he wants a piece of interruption.
Oh, called
there.
it. Millenniumizer shit can negate like those cards that you can discard from your hand to the graveyard.
Kind of like the second called by the grave.
All right, going to send the Forbidden Droplet to summon Diabell's the White Witch. That's going to give Jean-Paul 2 fresh cards.
And
So
then if it's normal or special, you can send a Synthal Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard.
He's sending Curse, the Diabell, to the graveyard.
That's going to let him add Phila Diabell to the hand. Phila Diabell is going to let him access a level 8 Diabell monster from the deck.
But clearly he has made the decision that he will push through the 2 Perulias. I wonder if he's only going to summon 1 time, though, and make it so that it's basically just a trade, 2 for 2.
Yeah, I would say maybe at least 2, because he'll summon the Black Witch. That'll give him 2 more cards. But putting the Vengeance in the graveyard means it'll be able to summon itself back from the graveyard and not from the hand, so he won't be giving his opponent 6 cards. Like, at some point, you're going to give him so many cards, it's going to activate, like, the other part of Perilia where he's going to have to shuffle some cards back. Because it's going to be, like, how many cards on the field plus 6? I mean,
Diabellstar Vengeance also is great interaction in 2 ways on your opponent's turn here. So we should be able to still make at least something here. Like we're not going to allow Jean-Paul to play too many cards. We're going to have multiple negates. We're going to have destructions. We're going to have things to do.
So he sends a Droll and Lockbird there with the Deception.
That's rough.
I'd be really incentivized if I had Droll to just pass into double Perilia.
Oh, yeah.
Or Droll yourself, so you don't give your opponent an infinite amount of cards. But like as I said before the game started, Droll and Lockbird is one of the best cards against the White Forge strategy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to use Droll and Lockbird to cut off a Mulcharmy. But, you know, after drawing 4 fresh cards, Jean-Paul does have a Bestial Magnet in his hand, but he looks like he might be going after that Diabellstar Vengeance.
This is just the rough part, that when you're playing into double Mulcharmy, their odds of drawing these hand interactions, especially ones like Magnamut that can be just so backbreaking, and just increase with every one of those, just 2 draws off the top, 2 draws off the top.
So it looks like he used the Millenniumizer stick here to equip the Perilia.
Discards effects and activated effects on the field.
So,
okay, I'll activate Magnamut.
Magnamut's going to activate, so the in-phase Jean-Paul will be able to add a dragon. Hallowed AZAMINA is going to come up next, sending Deception of the Sinful Spells to the graveyard. You have to reveal, but just going to go ahead and summon out anyway.
Resliago will then search for another Sinful Spoils card.
He's trying to spoil Jean-Paul's day here in the morning. It's going to add LZ AZAMINA of the White Forest, which is also always treated as a Sinful Spoil.
Sure.
And then Magistus Chorizo. Chorizo.
I'll draw 2.
Let's get to summon to the field.
Chorizo.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it's early. It's breakfast. You know, get some chorizo and eggs, and that is what Sean is cooking up here on his first turn. But Nibiru, the primal being, is going to come down.
That's rough.
Sending everything to the graveyard and going to hand Sean a token.
And even with the Diabellstar Vengeance banished, there's just nothing, I think, left for Sean here. I don't see any cards in hand.
And meanwhile, Jean-Paul has an incredible amount of cards in hand. I think he's going to have to shuffle back. If he has more than 7,
Target Deception.
Okay, so so you could just go to end phase, let the Deception reset itself, but we're gonna try and draw something here. So Sean is gonna put that back.
Where did all his cards go?
Yeah. And it looks like a wanted was just drawn. I think that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's not what he wanted.
That, ironically.
Oh, and maybe it is what he wanted because it is a Sinful Spoil. So
wait a minute.
It does let him use the Hollow AZAMINA to return a Sinful Spoil card to add it back to his hand.
He did already activate one this turn, but he can still at least get into like a Sylvia here.
That Nibiru was huge. I mean, really what was huge was the double Perilia and deciding to just play into it, but with no other. I mean, you mentioned he had the Droll and Lockbridge, so he kind of had the chance to maybe pass. And hope they're not playing Malice or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you just kind of have to risk it at that point.
Oh, it's the ultimate rare AZAMINA Illusilia.
Nice.
Very pretty.
So this card, if you're unaware of what the AZAMINA or White Forest do, you can quick effect tribute this card to negate a card or effect that your opponent activates. Doesn't destroy, just negates the effect. Doesn't negate the activation either.
Definitely. And it's important to see that he's resolving the Perilias first, so after he adds, even though they would put him to 8, he still wouldn't have to shuffle back anyway, but smart step to resolve those anyway first.
Yeah, so for those of you who are playing decks with Magnamut and Perilia, which are quite a few of the decks this weekend, it is important to see that really ideal sequencing just to maintain his cards in hand.
So this is one negate and a very large Nibiru token, but I will say I don't think that's a problem for Jean-Paul's deck to get through, especially with this. Yeah, you just have to Sylvia and hope that there's nothing else.
Pre-preparation.
Okay, pre-preparation of rights means that we are getting into the Mitsurugis regardless.
Yep, it's going to be able to add Mitsurugi Mirror along with, looks like AZAMINA Murakamo.
Yeah, Ame is a fantastic way of clearing a Nibiru token.
Yep. And then, I mean, you know that there's no interaction on Sean's side, so it's as simple as get to 8,000 damage. Yeah, it should not be that difficult to do. And in moments like this, Sean, when you're playing to the time, you could always just, as soon as you see that, just say, all right, I'm done. You know, let's go into game 2. But he is waiting around, seeing if Jean-Paul does have enough.
I think the other thing is he wants to see what the complementary engine is with the Mitsurugi, or if it's just pure Mitsurugi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way he had the Orcus cards in his deck when they played back at YCRS Orlando.
No. Yeah, true.
If you're wondering why Orcus is back on the scene, maybe you haven't familiar, but Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem did release some brand new cards for the Orcus strategy that really put him back on the map.
One in particular, Galatea I, the Link one, which the deck has been begging for years now, really has brought it back into relevance. I've been loving that deck so much lately.
Link ones are pretty good, I hear.
Searches the field spell, did you know?
No, Link one that searches the field spell, never heard of that before.
Yeah,
revolutionary.
The Angling Gear Sue is, when you first read it, it doesn't like surprise you too much. It doesn't shock you, but it does come up a lot. That it's very helpful. And there we go. So not going to show any of the Orcus. Jean-Paul will just take game 1 win.
All right. Nope, it's game number
2.
We're ready to go. We were here till 11 p.m. last night. We're going to keep this show going. Time to draw. I think it's just hilarious that Jean-Paul didn't want to reshuffle.
I know, yeah.
Because every time that happens, I immediately grab my deck back, and I'm like, I'm just going to give it another shuffle. It's all good
Oh
to
my gosh,
go.
look at this. He has 2
Clearly
Belcharmies again.
No way.
I think he has 3.
Oh, okay, so Perilia is going to start things off here again for Jean-Paul. Sean can't be happy about that.
Jean-Paul is very happy that there was no reshuffle there. Wow.
So I guess the lesson is if you're at home and you're not drawing your Belcharmies enough going second, just play more cards in your deck. Apparently that's really the trick.
I've never thought of it that way, but I'll give it a shot.
Just go to 60. You'll open double every time.
Here I am trying to get to 92%.
Percentages and efficiency only takes you so far.
Yeah.
All right, so Diabellstar, the Black Witch, is going to lead things off, discarding the Witch of the White Forest.
Okay.
I do love seeing all of these White Forest, AZAMINA, Sinful Spoil cards in Quarter Century Secret Rare.
They're beautiful. And like Deception and Sinful Spoil is, to believe it or not, one of my favorite cards.
Activate field spell.
I really like the AZAMINA cards and what they do and how they look. And also that new variant artwork for Diabellstar might be one of the best variant artworks of all time.
Yeah, it's up there. I kind of like the classic myself personally, but you actually see the beautiful classic on some of the banners around the arena today. It's just magnificent to see it.
Definitely.
Anything on right?
It's going to add LZ of the White Forest. So this is going to be a second draw. An Ash Blossom was there used as well. Another Mulcharmy. These cards are just coming out of Jean-Paul's hand and ruining Sean's morning.
Right, first thing in the day. Like a second round of the day.
Right. I think it was Jean-Paul that had won their previous match at YCS Orlando.
He's looking to do it again here.
I know.
But Sylvie's going to come down and add Tails of the White Forest.
And I will say, very impressive winning 2 games. If this is a second win, 2 going second into AZAMINA White Forest. The White Forest deck, when it gets going, is terrifying. The type of fields it can set up. Very, very powerful.
Which make this a tuner?
Right, so it looks like Tails added the other LZ, AZAMINA the White Forest. Yep. You can use Which White Forest to turn the other LZ into a tuner, and then summon LZ AZAMINA the White Forest. Or sorry, this is the other. It's a Stellar and LZ the White Forest, and now he's adding the LZ AZAMINA the White Forest to the hand.
But this is just netting card after card after card. We saw in the previous game, this could lead into a Nibiru.
Yes.
Well,
oh, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Herald of the Arclight has hit the field, and now there's
draw from Fualos. Here's another draw.
Yeah.
Jean-Paul has just been drawing non-stop.
What are the odds in a 58-card deck you can deck out your opponent under?
Not high. Not high.
Okay, all right.
Oh, he had
and he has cross out, but no Mulcharmies.
Probably, yeah, no Mulcharmies.
Oh, that's why I always keep one of each in if you're running the cross-out designator, just in case.
Tough with just one cross-out designator nowadays.
It is, yeah.
That's
but moments like this,
yeah.
Man, it really hurts.
I just like how Sean, he hasn't even hesitated. He's
no.
You're gonna draw cards. I'm okay with that every time.
Stellar, especially
he is taking the Mulcharmy challenge this weekend. That is for sure.
All right, so Stellar is gonna summon herself back from the graveyard.
And lucky there's no Meows active, but there is a Druis Worm.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep drawing into more and more interruptions as you go.
You see, if your deck has an incredibly high ceiling like Lunalight, I can actually understand taking the Mulcharmy challenge. If you know you're playing against one of the strategies this weekend that's using the kind of slim 9-hand interaction package of 6 Mulcharmies and Droll, because you know they're not going to draw into something like Nibiru or Druis Worm or Magnabot as likely. But here, we already saw in the previous game that Jean-Paul is in fact playing Nibiru and the Bestial. So when you try to take the Mulcharmy challenges in these types of matchups where there's so many more hand interactions, you see what we're exactly seeing here, where the highest ceiling of what you think your deck can do is just not going to happen because your opponent's drawing so many additional cards.
Yep, that Curse of Diabell is going to add Philodiabell, and then Philodiabell is going to add the Diabell Star Vengeance. He's just going to keep summoning and keep giving Jean-Paul more cards.
How many do you think he's at right now? I have not been keeping track. I'm going to guess 12.
I mean, he's used 4 cards from his hand and drawn like 3, so...
Oh, okay.
So he's drawn way more than 3.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like at 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah.
Effective.
I draw one.
He summoned it from hand.
He's drawing one every few seconds at this point. Just, I do like, though, that he's got a Droll and Lockbird in the back.
Watch him still not summon an Orcus monster.
Oh, I know. He draws 25 cards and no Orcus in sight.
Like how you're reverse jinxing it.
I am. I'm trying to. Well, with 58
it.
cards, I mean, there's only so many Orcus that you run, so it's not unlikely that you wouldn't draw any. Or
I think that was the
with this many, you're probably going to draw one. But like in a normal opener of 5 or 6 cards.
So I think you just reset the Sinful Spoils of Slumber, which is an interaction. It's essentially a Book of Moon-esque effect.
For special summon monsters. I like it a lot.
No, it's great.
I'll oversold the Mulcharmies. I have 9.
So if you're playing anything with Diabell Stars, that is something you want to include in your deck as an option.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. So he gets to keep all 9.
Yep.
So
he has 4, 6. 6 plus 6 is 12.
Morian is Book of Moon. And I know the one in hand is Unknown.
At least he has a card in hand this time. He's already doing better than he did in the last game.
And a lot of interaction on the field because the Nibiru was not used. Herald would have protected against that, of course, but...
Oh, yeah.
And also important to note, Herald has a lingering effect on the field. Any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. That's actually very good against both Mitsurugi and Orcus. So if we think about that card alone, Jean-Paul's going to have to find a way to deal with that because sending a monster from your deck to the graveyard...
we have an Orcus monster.
Yes, on field, but it's going to get banished, right?
Yeah, it's Herald of the Arclight hand.
Yeah,
or,
it says a monster sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard.
Oh, it's everything but the field. That's right.
Yeah.
It's banished.
Yep.
Looks like he didn't realize that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it really hurts. And, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still go into Galatea Eye and then maybe go into, like, an SP to try and clear the Herald and then play from there, but...
Yeah, it's pretty clear that he was not aware that that was going to happen.
Exactly. Everyone knows about the negation effect of Herald. You contribute it to negate the activation of a spell trap or monster effect, but the lingering effect on field takes people by surprise.
Yeah, I remember this is several nationals ago, or several NAWCQ seasons ago. but there were some variations of the Adventure combo deck that utilized the artifacts that would go into Herald on field to actually play around Forbidden Droplet, which was one of the main odes to the kind of Halifrabrax, Artifact, Lancia combo, TG Wonder Magician that would go on. But you would have Herald out, so you would just play through Droplet, because if you use your kind of turn player priority right there in the draw phase of your opponent's turn, they're not going to have anything on the field for Droplet, so they would just have to have cards in hand.
All right, so we're going to see Poplar of the White Forest come out here. Pretty sure it has a quick effect to Synchro Summon.
I'll activate Galatea. I'll banish.
So Galatea, this is the new Link 1 monster. Obviously, one Orcus monster goes into it, and then it has an effect on the field. You can discard a card from your hand to search for either the Babel field spell or for a World Legacy card. And then also a graveyard effect. You can banish an Orcus from the graveyard to bring it back from the graveyard. Really, really powerful Link 1.
And a lot of Orcus players are electing to play the World Chalice World Crown. Which essentially allows you to special summon it to a zone a Link monster points to, which is a way that you can turn one Orcus monster into two essentially Link material.
Exactly. You can also search for World Wand, much less, you know, high priority, but the idea here is it's just another Link body on field to go SP and then the Druid Swarm as well.
So the Druid Swarm will be able to handle the Herald of Arclight. It looks like the SP Little Knight's going after the Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morion.
And this is a really interesting position for Sean, because if he uses, I mean, there's no reason to use the Herald to negate, but if he uses anything, SP can then get more cards removed from the field, chaining the second effect. So looks like Chain will just resolve.
And this quick effect is...
We have normal summon for Jean-Paul, but with the Mitsurugi engine in particular, you can do a lot of stuff without your normal summon.
I'll activate Havoc here.
All right, Habakiri,
there we
called
go.
it. It's going to be able to reveal itself to special summon a Mitsurugi from the deck and then tribute to the graveyard.
I mean, he drew 10 cards. I kind of expected that we're going to see all the engines here. And remember, we still have Fiendsmith. He didn't use anything like Engraver or Fiendsmith Tract to get rolling on that engine yet, so... It's rare that you wait for that one. Typically, you would lead with that, but maybe going second, he's not as high priority. He wants to go for this.
This SP Little Knight's kind of like a double-edged sword here. Not only was it able to take out the Morion, it's going to check the Poplar of the White Forest as well, because Poplar of the White Forest lets you quick synchro, but you have to use itself as
good point.
Part of the cards you control. And that's why I think Sean is checking right now if this SP Little Knight is going to be able to have to handle the Poplar, and it does.
So at that point, it's really just the Diabell's...
Vengeance?
Vengeance, yeah, Diabell's Vengeance. That's going to be our kind of interaction here. Unless we threaten the SP with that. Yeah, Sean's got a tough kind of decision tree here ahead of him, depending on what Sean Paul does.
Droll and Lockbird.
Droll does
decent
help
against
a lot.
When now
really
that you've
helps.
already used the Orcus cards and you're relying on the Mitsurugi engine, Droll can help out a lot.
And it shuts down, if there is Fiendsmith engine in John Paul's hand, you're not going to be able to start off with that. You're going to have to go into like, we've already normal summoned, so you can't just normal summon Lacrimo. It'd have to be like Link into Moon to get into the line that way.
Having drawn so many cards, though, from that first turn Perulia Wallows combination, you know, there's a chance that he's just drawn so many different engine pieces that he might not need to search as much. You know, he might just have enough gas remaining in the tank here. But we did see cards like pre-preparation right in the first game, so Droll and Lockbird, which is usually the case against 58 card decks, has a high leverage hand interaction.
Yeah.
So this is the Debel. Okay.
Reading the cards, it's always important to do this, especially in a feature match. Make sure that you know what your opponent's cards do. AZAMINA White Forest has many, many layered effects, many effects that are lingering on field and then can activate. Even graveyard effects you have to watch out for too.
I look at your graveyard.
Yeah, and that's important as well, because you need, you know, some of these are going to come back. They're going to return synchros to re-special summon. Although, I believe some have been banished already, because I know we hit one with the Druid Swarm.
We'll go battle.
Yeah, I mean, at the very minimum, Sean is going to get another turn.
Sure.
Because he's an SP Little Knight. I mean, we're going to battle, but SP Little Knight uses effect, so he wouldn't be able to attack directly this turn. But
True.
I'll check Murakumo.
Oh, yeah, well, now that he has no card.
Okay.
Yeah, Poplar's in the main phase.
Yeah. It's kind of like the classic quick synchro effect where it's only in the main phase.
But yeah, since Sean is sitting on no cards, that Murakamo is actually a little bit stronger than usual.
Yeah. And that means that, Sean, whatever card you draw, you're probably not going to be able to activate. You're going to have to use it. Ooh.
Just takes out the Poplar, the White Forest. Now he's going to link away the SP Little Knight and the Murakamo to summon Moon.
Moon.
Okay.
On the summon of Moon, we'll go Sylvie, the White Forest target.
Yep, and this is what you always have to keep in mind the graveyard effects as well, because we can return the Synchro to re-special summon Sylvie.
LZ tab back to hand.
Yep. LZ goes back to the hand, and Moon is going to the graveyard for a link summon for Fiendsmith Requiem.
And I didn't notice, did we ever Galatea Eye search for the Babel? I don't think we did. So maybe we hard drew it, because the draw would have come down much earlier in the turn then. So I'm going to assume we hard drew the Orcus Babel.
I don't think he did, just because we saw from the beginning of the game.
Oh, you know, good point.
No, there's still a chance it ended up near like the top of his deck. Since he drew so many cards, he definitely could have drawn into that.
Yeah. But the idea of Orchestrated Babel is that then your Galatea Eye can activate its effect to bring it back during your opponent's turn, and if you have things like the Crescendo in your deck as well, that helps you out. But sometimes the Orcus decks are less prioritized on using the robust Orcus engine and more just focused on using them to bridge into MITSURUGI and Fiendsmith.
And going second, it's unlikely that he has Crescendo in his deck.
That's a good point. Yeah, you would always side that out.
I'll go Requiem to equip.
All right, John Paul's trying to clean up the field here a little bit. That's interesting.
I'll go Effect the Sun.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Looks like he might be freestyling a little. It looked like he was about to make like a Necro Quip. But he definitely equipped the Requiem to the Engraver instead of the Lacrima, but takes out the Diabellsir Vengeance.
Yeah, typically that would turn into, like you said, Necroquip into a DDD Wave Hiking Caesar, but we're trying to clear out some of the board first. And, I mean, with these two, it's a 6 and a 4. Maybe something like a Chaos Angel could come out.
Nope, looks like it's going to be Fiendsmith Sequence instead.
Okay.
So we're going to be Fusion Summoning.
No, we saw some Fiendsmith decks in the Future Match era yesterday that had to really cut a lot of the utility Fiendsmith cards from the extra deck just in order to fit the amount of differing engines in those decks. So it's good to see some of the other Fiendsmith cards make their way into the Future Match area. I
love using the more robust Fiendsmith. I know that you save 2 extra deck spaces by taking out Sequence and the Desiree, and you're just using them for the DDD Wave Hiking Caesar lines, but it feels so good having a Desiree, especially into a deck like White Forest here, that you actually get a lot of value from negating on-field effects.
The one that I think I like the most is actually the one that you basically have to cut. It's a Gum Day. It's kind of like the 16th card on the list of ones if you were to make it, but that's okay.
Desiree gets so big.
I know.
He'll still be big enough here. Untargetable as well. You can negate 2 active effects on the field because you have 2 link materials worth equipped to him. Oh, are we actually doing it? Wait. This is not what I was expecting. Ah, the Necroquip instead. Okay.
So now he's going to probably use the Desiree Graveyard effect to take care of one of the monsters on the field.
Interesting.
Okay.
So we're not going to stick with the Desiree on the field.
Wants to get rid of the Deception.
I mean, he is playing with full information. He knows all of Sean's cards at this point. And he has so many cards at his disposal. It's kind of picking through them one by one.
There you go.
I mean, Deception can reset itself in the end phase. I'm just looking at the effect. It doesn't mention your end phase. It's just during the end phase. If it's sent to the graveyard from the spell and trap card zone. Oh, wait, while face up. Never mind. False alarm, everybody.
Nice. All right, draw a turn.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 Charmies discarded during the end phase because John Paul has too many cards in his hand.
That's pretty crazy.
How funny would it have been if he had actually cleared his own field at some point and then been able to redo it?
That would have been hilarious. It looked like that might have been something he was trying to go for with
honestly,
the way he was like whittling down his own field. But
he's like, please clear my Necroquip. Please do it.
He might just be trying to combine Necroquip with some hand interactions to draw additional cards. Not that he needs more, but maybe he actually still does need to draw more cards. Because he, partially got through Sean's field, but I think Sean's probably feeling way better now than he did the moment those 2 Milcharmies came down on the opening turn.
I'm amazed that Sean has this many materials still to work with on the field based on how many cards Jean Paul drew.
Yeah, I saw Sean draw this card. This is a throwback.
This isn't Sales Band. This is the OG Prohibition. The original, you can't play that card.
Declare a card name. Your opponent cannot activate it. So great for things like Nibiru, if we're going to go like really wide here, like Droll and Lockbird, if we really need a search.
It's looking like Sean might be able to win this game when he gave his opponent so many cards, but that's showing why he like didn't hesitate when he was thinking about like having to play the little Charmies. He wasn't flustered. He was like, nope, I know that this happens all the time. I'm just going to keep going.
I'm going to let you draw 6 or 7, 8 cards.
Did anyone hear what Prohibition called? What name Sean said?
No, I wasn't able to hear it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
It was probably Nibiru.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Especially because the Nibiru was so impactful in game number 1.
What's interesting here is Sean actually plays Salesman as well. So he's going the full. We're going to prohibit and ban hand interactions I don't want to see.
Chain link 1 and put it down.
Going to summon Silvera here. Just going to put that Necroquip Princess face down.
Draw off the Ash Blossom.
Just draw off the Necroquip Princess since you used the Ash Blossom.
No, Ash Blossom's not quite that good inherently.
Yeah, imagine if you got to draw a card after you used it.
Or no, sorry, 3,000.
Okay. So it's like 2,000?
Yep.
Yeah, it's double damage from this.
24.
All right, Sean's going in for some damage right now. Let's see how much he's able to get.
3,000.
Is this 8,000? I haven't done the math myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's enough, yeah.
There might be Sylvie in the graveyard, I was about to say.
Quick effect Sylvie. Boom.
Yep.
And Jean Paul accepts it.
Wow.
That is a game win for Sean. What a battle.
That is crazy.
Double Mulcharmy.
For the game 3. Wait, you're not.
2 games in a row.
Wow, grinded through 2 Mulcharmies. And now going into game 3, you can't imagine that Jean Paul is going to go second. So the Mulcharmies will be in his side deck, which might mean we can see the entirety of his Orcus package instead.
And I will say, this deck going first, if it is uninterrupted, which rarely do you get to play uninterrupted, but if it is, I can do some crazy things. 1 Gears through the Orcus Mech Knight can set up a fearsome board, and then you reveal Habakiri, and you just go off into Mitsurugi stuff as well. Very strong.
I'm really hoping to see the Orcus cards in action, because they only got like a couple new cards in Battles of Legend, but they're so impactful to really bringing the strategy back into the limelight.
Go.
Well, sometimes all it takes is 1. I'm thinking about Prank Kids, for example. Sometimes you just need a Link 1, and then you're good to go.
You can actually play the deck.
A pretty good card.
Bring it back. 58 cards, though. I will say it's hard to draw some of the Orcus engine, because yes, you have 3 Gear Stews. You're probably going to be on 3 Harpors. Things like Foolish Burial are often common in this deck as well, but there's not an easy way for the Mitsurugi cards to bridge in unless you're trying to go for like a big rank 8 vampire, like a zombie vampire play or something like that, which is less common.
You can actually Dingirsu. That's the bridge.
Oh,
2 level 8s. Yeah, the 2 level 8 ritual.
Still be able to win the game, but he's going to need to win this 3rd game if he wants to move on with a chance to make the top cut in the last round.
I'll go first. Good luck.
Game 3. Start. Jean Paul looks to be going first here. And now we get to see, again, Mitsurugi Orcus going first for the first time in this best of 3. And we have the normal summon Gear Stew, 3 in the deck, 58 total cards. Probably the best normal summon you could ask for. And it's uninterrupted. So if you have an Imperm or Effect Veiler or anything, you want to hit this, because not only is this an on-summon effect, you also have the on-field effect, where you can summon a token to both sides of the field. And that's going to shut down things like Imperm at that point. And I'm here, he says he has 2 World Legacy tokens.
What they summon. They're literally what it summons. Yeah.
It's the actual token. That is beautiful. I love that. I love that so much.
It's literally what they summon.
Yeah.
As cool as those judge tokens are.
So from here, the combo, there's a couple different ways you can go, but usually, the token into the Link 1. This will search for the Orchestrated Babel, and then you can go into straight into Fiendsmith engine from there. And then insulate from Nibiru, and then continue with Orcus stuff, which is really cool, because you're not Dark Locked yet. Orcus will eventually Dark Lock you, but we're actually going for the Crown Line instead. And this is what I'm saying. You have decisions to make here. The Babel, if you already hard draw it, you don't have to search for it. Or if you just value having more bodies on the field, because the level 4 can bridge that into King of the Feral Imps and get into Mitsurugi stuff. It seems like maybe Jean Paul's prioritizing that more.
Like the way Rocco?
Yeah, so many bridges in this particular strat. I mean, there's basically 3 strategies that can all interbridge with one another.
Yeah.
Yep, so Moon of the Closed Heavens going to be sent to the graveyard for the Link summon of Fiendsmith Requiem. Fiendsmith Requiem is going to attribute itself off the field to special summon Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. And then Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, is going to send Fiendsmith Engraver from the deck to the graveyard.
We'll activate Engraver.
And just like we saw in the last game, the Engraver is going to come back immediately. Now, this is the decision. Are you going to go for a DDD High Wave King Caesar or the sequence like you did in the previous game? Yep. It looks like when he goes first, he prefers the DDD High Wave King Caesar.
It's so good against Nibiru specifically. This moment right here where we're going to contact Fuse Necroquip, this is the last moment you have to use Nibiru, and there is none. So we're going to overlay those two into the DDD Wave High King Caesar, and now that will protect against special summoning effects.
You can tell Jean-Paul's like, anything?
Yeah, anybody who plays the Fiendsmith combo knows that that moment is critical.
Activate Heart.
And now we go, okay.
Yeah.
So this will dark lock us, but the Mitsurugis are dark monsters as well, so that doesn't really affect that part of the deck. It only really affects the Fiendsmiths, but if you already use the full Fiendsmith combo, you feel fine about this.
Yeah. So Hardpour is going to special summon another copy of Mech Knight, Girsu,
Orcus himself. Yeah.
So we're just going to go for another level 4, and here we go. I'm expecting King of the Feral Imps, and there it is. And now we can continue the bridge. Look at that. Orcus goes to Fiendsmith. And also Orcus goes into King of the Feral Imps, which goes to Mitsurugi. This is why the Orcus cards had so much excitement around them when we saw that Link 1, because suddenly now it gives so many options for how to play the deck.
And now you understand why he's playing 58 cards. You know, it's just such an astronomical number when you're trying to play sometimes as close to 40 as possible. But all three of these packages can just, as we've seen in this particular game, one leads to the other, which leads to the other. And they all have differing purposes, right? The Fiendsmith cards are what insulate you from Nibiru with a High King Caesar. You're going to have the Orcus cards, which will potentially provide you a counter trap during the end of this, which just gives a very unique type of interruption. And then, of course, the Ritual. The Mitsurugis have such a unique form of interruption with the board clearing effects as well and the hand disruption. So this package, there's kind of the combination of all three of them, just provides so many layers of interruption by the end of this opening turn.
The current line that Jean-Paul has decided to go through tells me probably less of the Orcus to end field and more of just the Mitsurugi plus DD Wave High King Caesar, unless, again, you draw the Crescendo or something like that. Then the Galatea Eye Graveyard Revival effect is big, but expecting more of it to just be Mitsurugi plus the Wave King Caesar, and then next turn you'll have some more Orcus stuff to do. And that's another great thing about Orcus, is it just keeps playing on your next turn. If your opponent doesn't hit it with Bestials or stuff, you always have cards to activate from the graveyard.
All right, Mitsurugi Prayers is going to summon from hand by attributing from deck. The Kusanagi is going to add the prayers back to the hand.
Masu is going to allow him to search out another copy of Habakiri.
I'll go deck.
Now he's going to summon from deck, attributing off the Ame no Murakamo. Summon from deck, and then the Ame no Murakamo will come back and add a Mitsurugi card.
And so, so far, all of this is uninterrupted. It looks like Sean has no cards in hand that he's going to be able to use to stop this. Ghost Spell would have been used to stop it. Summon from grave.
So it's a you can add, and so you put it on the field first so you don't get the search.
No, yeah, it's not the way around. So it adds first, and then I'm summoning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Duelist making sure they know the correct order of the effect activations.
Mitsurugi Mirror is then going to send...
This is where I think the Dingirsu bridge on the bridge on the bridge on the bridge might appear to actually bring back the Orcus back into
or like
the swing of things.
Industrial engineers right now. You know, we're just throwing those things out there.
Adds great purification to the hand as well.
So this is going to be probably IP. Yep.
I get another dark monster. Remember, we are dark locks right now because of the Hardpour, but all the Mitsurugi cards are dark monsters. IP, a classic dark monster. We're using the Galatea Eye, banishing from the graveyard to summon. And from here, we can either go into the original Galatea or that Dingirsu. We are just going to go into the original Galatea, I'm assuming here. There it is.
Makes sense. Yeah, so at the end of all of this, he still has the ability to access Crescendo.
Yeah.
The Girsu.
Sure.
Very powerful field. So he did find a way to get there. I forgot about he had not used the Galatea Graveyard effect yet, so he had a very clean way into Galatea to get to that crescendo. 3 other back row as well.
I think it's so cool.
Oh.
I think it's so cool that this deck searches 2 negates in the forms of trap cards.
Yeah.
You get crescendo and the Great Purification just for the extra layer of protection.
Just in case.
Like, this is a tough field to break.
Oh, this is very... Yeah,
Sean
says,
this
good
is
board.
impressive.
It's good board. Let's see what you can do, Sean.
That was a Nibiru he just drew.
Oh, classic.
Too little, too late.
Classic.
The alt art Nibiru, just on time. 6th card.
Sean did not have double mulch armies. He had the opposite.
And he still has access to the Ame no Murakamo coming back from the graveyard as well.
He just looks like he has 5 engine pieces and that ill-timed Nibiru. But, you know, if there's anyone that's going to be able to navigate this really complex board with White Forest, I think Sean's probably up there at the top of the list. He's been playing this deck for so long. And you hear him just say, I really hope you don't have troll.
Yeah, right.
That almost makes it seem like, you know what? I actually think I can break your board. It's the cards in your hand that I'm afraid of. And if you don't have droll, I think I can get through this.
If I'm Jean-Paul, I might just not even use the draw. I might be like, you know what?
I want to see what
I'll give you one.
do.
I'll give you one here. Obviously, no. Both these duelists trying their best to win here, but we do get to chain the DDD Wave High King Caesar. It will negate an effect that special summons.
I was hoping that was something like Forbidden Droplet to really break into the field, but
yeah.
it's going to be a Wanted, which is still important to chain to the Hollowed AZAMINA because you have to send a Sinful Spoils for the Hollowed AZAMINA, even though it's negated. But normally you would chain the Wanted, so you can send it for the Hollowed AZAMINA since it's still on the field.
That might be a droplet right there in his hand.
Is it going to be a droplet? Does he have one?
Oh,
he does
it
a droplet.
is.
So he's going to be able to send the Hollowed AZAMINA plus other cards. Okay, maybe we spoke too soon. If he has a trap card, this is huge. He needs to send a trap card with this.
He has to, because otherwise the crescendo can stop this.
Or the Great Purification.
Yep.
He just doesn't have one.
No.
I thought that was another Sinful Spoils card, so it wasn't quite just Nibiru plus 5 engine. It was Nibiru 4 engine and a very powerful board breaker. It just might not line up well enough against these traps.
He said no more cost, and that means no more trap, and we will negate and destroy.
Resolves?
Almost.
Still want them.
Yep.
And it's a subtle thing, but I do like that he used the Purification instead of the Crescendo, because Crescendo being a counter trap is just a little higher, spell speed there. Could come up. And now, of course, we also get the tribute effect of Mitsurugi comes back and also searches for another Mitsurugi card.
As good as Forbidden Droplet is and has been historically, whenever there are decks that allow you to search a counter trap during the course of your turn, or just a trap card in general, it's always been tough for Forbidden Droplet into those environments. It's one of the reasons why it's not the most popular right now, because there are a lot of decks that do something very similar to this, Mitsurugi being, of course, probably the most popular.
And we are running the Fiendsmith in Paradise. Love to see that.
I mean, if you're playing 58 cards, you can kind of fit all the one-ofs that you don't want to draw. Crescendo, basically all the trap cards, all the engine trap cards. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it. He has one trap card representing each of his 3 archetypes. He's got a Fiendsmith one, he's got obviously the Mitsurugi one, and of course the ORCUS one. He doesn't really want to draw any of them, but he's certainly happy to utilize them in their proper positioning, as he's been able to do here.
So Sean's going to send Nibiru, the Primal Being from the hand, to special summon Diabell Star the Black Witch. And let him set, Subversion of the Simple Spells is what he's looking at here, but he might go for Moran.
I'm imagining Jean-Paul is deducing that Nibiru was drawn for turn. Yeah, as soon as that's set, IP can now go into SP and then get rid of that Subversion. Typically the line you go for here.
Does look like that is what Jean-Paul is going to do. SP Little Knight. Oh, he's going to go after the Black Witch instead.
No response.
IP has always been one of Orcust's best friends.
Yep.
In sort of the original deck, you'd always threaten something like Nightmare Unicorn, but we see here
you don't have to discard a card for SP.
Yeah, I was about to say the upgrade in many ways, because you get the SP banish and then sort of the additional interaction.
And we still
that
have
SP offers.
Diabell's paying cost.
Oh, we're sending the Subversion for cost for Diabells.
Destroy? Yeah.
And is that one card left in Sean's hand?
Wanted?
I'll chain Ash.
Target?
I'm not going to even let him draw a card here. Says you have to beat me with that last card here. It's going to be LZ, but he has the Crescendo to negate, leaving Sean with no cards.
Sure.
Why is does he have something in his graveyard that does anything? No, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Sure.
End phase? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure. Sure.
Gets to
He's
set
gonna
the
play
deception.
to the end.
Yeah.
I would just tap my opponent's deck at this point.
There is 1 minute left. Jean-Paul can literally enter battle phase and just switch everything, attack.
Normal heart.
And that's going to be it. Jean-Paul's going to take it and move on 8-0.